Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight, I have something extra special for you. Our guests are Shauna and Anthony AJ Mansfield. AJ is a Marine veteran, husband, father, grandpa, brother, and 38-year-old kidney good pasture syndrome patient who is seeking a kidney. For the purposes of running him down to donate, his date of birth is 11/8/1984. That's 11/08/1984. He has quite the kidney story. On March 4th, 2022, AJ went to the emergency room in pain and learned that his kidneys were under attack. By March 6th, his nephrologist told him they were moving him downtown for plasmapheresis and blood transfusions in order to save his life. He was told that he couldn't wait around until morning because he might not live if he didn't agree. So AJ agreed. He was diagnosed with good pasture disease or good pasture syndrome. It is a rare disorder in which your body mistakenly makes antibodies that can attack the lungs and the kidneys. It can be fatal. And also he was diagnosed with end-stage renal disease. AJ has been on dialysis since April of 2022. He is currently listed for a kidney transplant at the University of Utah and is looking for a match. If you look in the comments to this broadcast, everything that I'm about to read to you, his transplant center, his transplant coordinator, the link that you can click on to fill out information to begin to donate to AJ online, that's all there. And it will also be streaming across the broadcast when I ask him questions about it. So AJ is an A+ blood type, so he can accept a kidney donor from either an A or an O blood type for direct donation purposes. You can donate directly to AJ, and the Transplant Center also recognizes paired donation, where any blood type, any person can donate on his behalf. To donate, please contact AJ's transplant coordinator, Sarah Gurley. Her phone number is 801-213-2584. That's 801-213-2584. Or her email, all small letters, Sarah, S-A-R-A .Gurley, G-U-R-L-E-Y, at hsc.utah.edu. You can also fill out a form online to start the donation process at www.utransplantreferral.org/S/S. That's a secure, that means it's secure, that other people can't hack into it or see it. That's what the /S is for. AJ and SHAWNA have costs that are not fully covered by insurance, things like travel, lodging, reimbursing the donor for lost wages. So AJ has a GoFundMe page. You can find that at GoFundMe, GoFund.m/O small letter D 8 2 small E's 638. Please give a warm welcome to our friends Shawna and AJ Mansfield. How are you guys doing tonight?
Thank you. Appreciate it, Jim. Glad you had us on.
Great. Great. Already got people saying hello. Your friend Sammy Arnold wants to say hi, and my friend Candy Gagney is with us. Candy's an ex-Navy person. She's one of the people that wrote me. AJ told me there's no such thing as an ex-Marine.
Oh, thank you,
There
Candy.
are former Marines, but there are no ex-Marines.
Thank you.
All right. So, did I state everything correctly in the introduction?
I believe so.
Yes.
Okay. AJ, please tell us where you grew up, your education, your employment and service experiences.
Okay. So I started out, had an interesting life. I grew up in Florida until I was 11. I'm from St. Petersburg. Moved to Idaho. I was a foster kid most of my life. So I learned a lot quickly. And then, so when I turned 18, I joined the Marine Corps. And I went to Marine Corps in 03. I was a motor transport 3531 was my MOS. I from there got out, and started learning the rough ways on some paths in life, and had to figure things out again. Got a degree in business while doing that, and I just been in management most of the rest of my life, and and computers and IT.
Okay. Shawna, tell us a little bit about where you grew up, your educational experience, and your employment.
Well, I'm originally from Yakima, Washington. That's where I was born. And I grew up most of my life in Idaho, though, since I was like 10. And I forgot what was the question.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Weiser High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of employment experience do you have?
Well, I usually do cashiering when I'm working. Right now I'm currently looking for a job because I was working and then AJ fell really sick. I was doing Lyft was one of my jobs, and DoorDash was another one.
Okay.
And then he fell sick, and
All right. Little shout out to a couple more friends. I've got my friend Bobby Reed is with us tonight.
Hello, Bobby.
Tanya Silver says hi, AJ.
Hi, Tanya.
Floyd Collins is with us tonight. He also says hello.
Awesome. Nice.
And I think it's Melissa Weisenhut.
Oh, Melissa.
You got a lot of friends here, AJ.
I call her my subway mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She really helped me in the management field.
Sweetheart.
Okay. AJ, tell us your full name and your date of birth, the way your name is shown on the way it's listed with the University of Utah.
So University of Utah listed it two different ways because I go by Anthony and AJ. So the first way is Anthony Gene Mansfield, and the second way is AJ Gene Mansfield, or AJ Mansfield, or Anthony Mansfield. They have it listed all the ways. That way there's no confusion.
Okay. And your date of birth, so we get it to the right AJ?
11/8/84.
Okay. Boy, I'm going to mispronounce this one, and I'm sorry. Garciela Manza saying hey to everybody.
That's our daughter-in-law.
Did I get that halfway right?
Yeah. Graciela.
All right. Shawna, please tell us, how did the two of you meet?
We met at a pool hall. here in Boise, where we live currently. Our friends just kind of introduced us to each other, and we just kind of hit it off from there as friends, and then AJ decided to ask me if I wanted to make it official, like, I don't know, just like 2 months later, like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. And when were you married?
A year after, so October 27th, 2018, year after we dated.
Yeah, get ready, folks. How many children and grandchildren do you have?
I have 3 biological. He has 3 biological, and then so 6 kids altogether is what we share. And then we have 3 grandbabies and 1 more on the way, thanks to Sammy, our daughter that's on right now.
Wow.
She lives near.
Yeah. Got a shout out for Ann St. Peter and Kelly McDonald and Tina Cody, all tuning in tonight to see you guys.
Hey guys,
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
All right. AJ, before March 4th, 2022, how was your health? Did you have any kidney issues or problems?
So I had some health problems. We just didn't know what they were, and they couldn't pinpoint it. They just kept saying nothing was wrong, nothing's wrong. Oh, you got asthma or you got sleep apnea, and then finally I just went in that one night, and they finally caught it. They decided to test my kidneys and do some other tests, and then they found it all.
Okay.
So yeah, I've had problems up till then.
Okay. Talk to us a little bit about what happened on March the 4th, 2022. I understand that you went to the ER in pain and you learned your kidneys were under attack. What happened there, AJ?
So it's kind of a funny story is that night we were having a barbecue because some friends of ours were getting married the next day.
Having a pre-rehearsal.
And a pre-rehearsal for their wedding. And I just couldn't do nothing. And so I was like, well, and I'm not one to just say, take me in. I hate going to the hospital. And so I finally just told them, take me in, guys. Take me in. I need going. I'll be out for the wedding tomorrow. And so I get there and I tell the doctor, I said, look, the DR, I said, I got to be out of here soon. I got a wedding tomorrow to go to. And next thing you know, the doctor said, I hate to tell you, but you're not going home. So I then was admitted to St. Luke's in Meridian, Idaho. And sorry, let me turn this phone down. It's going crazy.
Okay.
So then I went down and I got admitted, and I was in there for about a day. I saw the nephrologist next morning. He told me, hey, we think you have an autoimmune disease, but we're not sure which one it is yet and stuff, but nothing major. And then about 8 o'clock that evening, because the nephrologist usually doesn't come in twice a day in the daytime. So about 8 o'clock that night, he came back and he said, I've been thinking over dinner, from what I've seen and everything. And he's like, AJ, I just think you have a disease called good pasture disease, and it takes about 2 weeks to get your results back on the East Coast. He says, I don't have time to wait. Can you sign this paper and let me start making movements, because I don't think you're going to make it till morning. And I said, well, sure. How do you know this stuff? He's like, I'm just going on my gut. He says, that's why this is all, I'm not sure. So I said, okay. He said, well, we have to transport you downtown. I said, okay, I'll have my wife and mom take me. Well, they didn't like that. He said, no,
okay.
You're transported by ambulance. So
Shawna, were you with them at this time at all, or do you have any observations about what was going on with your fiance?
So, actually, yes. Me and my, you're talking about before he went in?
When you were there.
Before he went in. Yeah, let's start there.
Yeah. So, we were just, we had noticed, me and one of my friends noticed that he wasn't eating that night, and he actually hadn't been eating within the last couple 3-4 days before that, almost a week, like very well. And his energy levels just were falling, and he was just acting really lethargic. and just not all there. And he's smart. Like, he couldn't answer some of our questions. Like, he kept trying to fall asleep and just was just acting like he was going to go unconscious at any minute. So that night that we had our barbecue for our friends, you know, for the pre-rehearsal for the wedding, he fell asleep after everybody left on the couch. And well, I tried to go over and wake him up, and then my friend was she's like a CNA or whatever, and so she's like, we need to check his vitals really quickly. And so we got out, you know, the blood pressure cuff and stuff, and we checked his blood pressure, and it was really high. So yeah, it was like at stroke level pretty much. And my friend was like, we need to get him to the hospital now, like he needs to go. And so I tried to get him up off the couch, and he was like lethargic and just didn't want to move. And at that point I said, well, if you don't move, I'm going to call the ambulance instead of my friend. And he's like, no, I'm going. So finally he got up the energy, like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes later to get up, and we were gone. So we left to the hospital. We're not like but 5 minutes away.
Okay.
So,
AJ, on March 6th, after you had this conversation with your nephrologist about the plasmapheresis and the blood transfusions to save your life, and they had to do it before morning the next day because they were concerned that you wouldn't make it otherwise. What happened after that?
After they did the plasmapheresis?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, that process is a very, very draining process. I don't know which is, I almost think it's worse than dialysis. It's a hard process. But after that, I just pretty much, my legs had all swelled up. I don't know if anybody knows when your kidneys fill, body fills with water. So my legs had filled up. They looked, you know, you didn't even recognize me. My face filled up and everything. So, and they had me on diuretics for a while, trying to get it out that way. IV diuretics and stuff. And then I just stayed in the hospital, and they just kept watching me. Well, for about another 2 weeks. And then they sent me home. And then I was home for a day, and then I came back, and they put me back in again for almost 3 weeks that time. And then they sent me home, and it was just kind of repeat, a couple days, and then they sent me back to the hospital again, and then I found out I had blood clot in my leg. And so then they did blood thinners and everything, and then they realized that at that point that my kidney failure function had gone down to 2%.
Okay.
So that's when they started the dialysis and everything. And
Okay. The hospital that's near your home, Shauna, what is the name of that hospital?
St. Luke's.
And the hospital that they transferred AJ to downtown, what is the name of that hospital?
St. Luke's.
Both St. Luke's, okay.
Yeah.
One uptown, one downtown. All right.
yeah, one's way
Yeah,
better.
one's got more stuff than the other. So.
All right. I understand, AJ, that they also diagnosed you at that time with end-stage renal disease. Is that correct?
They did the third stay in the hospital. Yep.
Okay. And you had to go back in because of a blood clot. How long were you there after you went back the second time?
Second time I was there 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. Did they start you on dialysis while you were in the hospital, or did that happen afterwards?
Not the second time. The third time in the hospital, they started me on dialysis. Yes.
Okay. What was happening the third time you were in the hospital?
So I'm trying to remember. Oh, I had the blood clot, and then also no, actually no, I didn't have the blood clot then. That was the fourth time. Sorry.
Okay.
The swelling kept getting worse and worse, and I couldn't pee anymore. couldn't urinate anymore,
Okay.
even on the diuretics.
All right. And how long have you been on dialysis since you started?
I started back in April, so I've been on since April,
Okay.
and I've not missed a treatment.
Very good. Very good. Altogether, your hospital stays since the time you were diagnosed with good Pasture disease until the last time you came out. How long were you in the hospital? How long were your stays?
I'd say altogether 2.5 months.
Wow. You are a tough guy. Your friends Wanda and Kelly are saying hello, folks.
Hello, Wanda and Kelly.
Hello.
Okay. So when you started dialysis, was that in center? Was that at home? What type of dialysis were you on?
So I started hemodialysis through catheter in the hospital, and then I switched from the hospital to the center, and I've been going to the center ever since. And then they don't like to typically keep you on a catheter for more than a year, but my doctor told me he thought I was such a high chance of getting a kidney transplant, he'd let me do it until June. If I don't have one by June or July, then I got to switch to peritoneal.
Okay. And what kind of dialysis are you on currently?
Hemo.
Hemo. In-center hemodialysis?
Yes.
Okay. I read on TikTok that you had a catheter surgery. Do you know when that took place approximately?
Yes. So my first one was in April, obviously. And then that one lasted all the way until this last month. And then what happened is the cartilage or the scar tissue grew around and it kind of closed it off. So it wasn't getting enough pressure and stuff for them to do adequate dialysis. So they went in and cleaned it out and stuff with a balloon and everything, and it still wasn't working properly. So they took that one out, and then a week later they put a new one in on my left side. Well, that one immediately the same day got infected somehow. And they said it happens. It's just part of the, it's just one of the risks. And so then that end of that Friday, that week, they took it back out and gave me a line holiday break. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, Jim, where they take it out and give you a break over the weekend, and then they put it back in on Monday. So This last Monday, they put one back in again, and it's doing really good now.
Very good. Very good.
3 catheters.
All right. Are you currently or do you have plans to have placed a fistula?
No plans for a fistula. We're trying to avoid that. Thank goodness.
Okay.
It doesn't look the prettiest.
Have you given any kind of consideration to home dialysis, peritoneal dialysis, or do you prefer the in-center?
I like the center, but my doctor has encouraged me that come June or July that he believes we should switch to peritoneal. He thinks it'll be a lot less stressful on everybody. And he said being so young, he doesn't like seeing me in the center because there's so many older people in there, and he doesn't want me getting depressed like them and stuff. Because he said it can be pretty depressing.
Okay. Since the time that you started dialysis, have you had any complications, issues, additional surgeries, anything like that since you began dialysis, other than the obvious multiple catheter surgeries?
No. You never know when I'm going to be hungry or not. Eating is the biggest thing, like sometimes, but I control my stuff pretty good.
Okay. So right now things are going good, right?
Right. I had one point where I was just like, binging on, some Chipotle, and then they're like, no, you can't be eating that. You can't be eating that. Too much sodium. And then I got away from it. I'm good now. Okay.
Shawna, what are your observations about your husband since he started dialysis? What have you noticed about his condition?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it's been like a rough road for me. In the sense that like I've had to really, step up for both of us a lot more. And it's day to day, like it's just different, it'll never be the same. And it's, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's really depressing at the same time.
Okay.
I know God's got a reason for it. He's gonna get better though.
He's going to get better.
Yeah.
Still kind of learning and rolling with the punches a little bit then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. AJ, I understand that you are currently listed for a kidney transplant at the University of Utah. Please tell us about the process that you went through to get listed.
So I started back in April. From what I understand, I got on the list pretty quick. I was proactive about it. I just, I went to my doctor, nephrologist, Dr. Mang, and I said to him, who do you recommend? He says, he can't tell me where to go. So I said, well, I'll go to University of Utah. And he told me that's a good choice. So I selected the University of Utah, and I started filling out the paperwork. The minute that I got on, I turned in my paperwork that next day, even though they said give them 30 days, they'll call you back or whatever, I was calling them. I was on top of it. I didn't want to wait. Impatient. And so next thing you know, I had my transplant coordinator, Sarah, call me, and every week she called me a couple times, like this, tonight she called me and just gave me a heads up what's going on and everything, and she tries to keep me in the loop, and the doctors are awesome there. They're trying to put me in some other programs, some pilot programs, so I filled out all the paperwork, did all my testing and everything, didn't miss nothing. There's a couple tests, the heart test and stuff I had to do like 3 times, because the results didn't come, they weren't tested correctly. And I believe it was December, a couple days before Christmas, after I got my last COVID vaccine, I was listed active on the transplant list. So, I mean, it took May, June, July, August, September, October, 8 months, which to me seems pretty quick to get on the kidney transplant list. I mean, I've talked to a lot of guys in the center, and they're not even close to 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
I made some choices in order to be able to do that.
All right, and just so everybody knows, you're still looking for a match, correct?
I am currently. Yep.
Okay, and you told me there might be some people that are testing for you currently.
There's a couple of people testing for me. That's the transplant coordinator let me know tonight. They're going to get their blood work and stuff done. So they seem pretty healthy and good candidates, hopefully, from what we hear. And just keep our fingers crossed. And also, I know it seems promising, but I'm 11th on the list for cadaver kidney right now, waiting. Just got the call today, so I'm sure I'll get a few of those calls before I get a kidney.
Okay, just so the folks know, with the StreamYard broadcast, I'm kind of just learning what's going on with TikTok. I'm sorry, TikTok folks. This is the first time I've done this, and my apologies. But with my friends on StreamYard, the information about AJ's Transplant Center is in the comments to the original broadcast on my Facebook page. And my name is Jim Myers, Myers. You can find it there. Also, the banner streaming across the screen in the StreamYard broadcast has the link to the kidney transplant group for the University of Utah. So if you're interested in learning more about their transplant center and how to help AJ, it's streaming across the screen as we speak. And it's also in the comments to the broadcast. And Tina tells me I'm doing well. Tina's being charitable. So, any rate, Shauna, talk to us about the kind of things that you and AJ are trying to do to find a donor. For example, I noticed there's a big billboard up someplace. Can you talk to me about that?
So there's, I think, around 90.
104.
Oh, now there's 104 electronic billboards between Idaho and Utah right now. And we've actually also put out flyers, yard signs, business cards, just all kinds of stuff, TikTok videos, Facebook, a lot of stuff. So.
Okay. AJ, I'm sorry.
No, you're
Just
good.
shut up. AJ, I have noticed that you're pretty active on social media. You and Shauna are on Facebook and on TikTok. I've seen the billboards. I've seen the videos. Can you talk to us about some of the things that you're doing to try and help find a donor?
So, things I'm trying to do is, for one, be positive, because you have to be positive. You have to be proactive. I have really good family and friends who reached out and helped pay for these yard signs that I have in people's yards and stores, and I'm constantly getting messages. Hey, I saw your billboard, or I saw your sign, or hey, I got one of your business cards, and stuff like that. So really, it's all word of mouth is the biggest thing. Just talking about to others and explain to them, what you want to do in life, and why, it's important to you to get another kidney.
Okay.
So,
And
again,
just so folks know, the link to where you can see the billboard is scrolling across your screen right now. The links to both of their Facebooks are in the comments to the original broadcast, and the link to the TikTok is in the original comments to the broadcast. Let me hang on a minute. Let me see if I had the good sense. Yeah, there it is.
there we
Just
go.
so you can see, there's AJ's billboard. That's AJ underneath. You can see he's a Marine veteran. I'm assuming that's a Gmail address for you guys. So if they want to contact you, they can do that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I still got my folks. Always an adventure when Jim switches pages.
You're getting good, Jim.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk direct donation for a minute. AJ, I understand that you're an A+ blood type. So someone that wants to donate directly to you, you can receive kidneys from an A or an O blood type. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And your center, the center, University of Utah, they also recognize paired donations. So if someone wants to donate on your behalf, any person, any blood type will work. Is that also correct?
Yes. So and they don't even have to necessarily reach out to me if they want to remain anonymous. They can get a hold of Sarah, or they can go to that link and then say they would like to remain anonymous. They don't even have to. The Transplant Center tells me nothing about my donor. There's privacy laws to protect them.
Okay. Just so people know, when we're talking about paired donations, sometimes that means that a person has a donor that doesn't match them but matches somebody else. That somebody else has a donor that doesn't match them but matches the first person, so it's a swap. Mm-hmm. They swap donors. In this instance also, it means that if you were to donate a kidney to someone other than AJ, but you donate it on AJ's behalf, what happens is AJ goes up to the top of the list and the next A or O that becomes available, that one's AJ. So just so everybody understands what we're talking about when we're talking about paired donation. AJ, do you have any issues with your antigens, antibodies, PRA, any complications that would make you a difficult match?
At this point, I'm not believing so. They haven't told me anything that would make me concerned. I think I'm pretty good right now on that point.
Excellent.
I'm pretty fortunate.
Excellent. Okay, so Shauna wrote me. I asked about the transplant coordinator at the University of Utah. Shauna, make sure I have this information correct. The lady's name is Sarah, S-A-R-A, Gurley, G-U-R-L-E-Y, at 801-213-2584, or her email is all small letters, Sarah, S-A-R-A .Gurley, G-U-R-L-E-Y, at hsc.utah.edu. So people can contact her to get the ball rolling. Would that be correct?
That's
Yes,
correct.
or they can apply that link either way. Again,
And
I believe she's in the podcast right now.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Well, hello to Sarah.
maybe she'll say hi.
I hope I got your information correct, Sarah. You straightened me out if I didn't. So as you said, if people want to remain anonymous, they can contact Sarah. That's correct. Okay. Also, it's my understanding, and by the way, folks, not only is it scrolling across the screen, again, it's in the comments to the original StreamYard broadcast on my Facebook page, which is it's pinned right to the top. So, you can't miss it. So you want to drill down a little more on what's going on with AJ, you can check out the comments. It's my understanding, AJ, that you have also started a GoFundMe page to cover costs that Medicare does not cover, like traveling, lodging, lost wages, in particular for a potential donor. Is that correct?
Right. And they cover extra bills that we might have while we're out of town for the surgery.
Okay. And the link to that is GoFundMe, GoFund.me // I'm having a tough time tonight. / capital OD, the number 8, 2 small letter E's, and 638. And that is scrolling across the screen in the StreamYard broadcast, and likewise is in the comments. So, AJ, tell us about the current state of your health. Are there any new issues, complications, hospitalizations, problems, anything like that?
So no new hospitalizations or anything like that. I think I had to switch my meds a few weeks ago because they were making me just sleep way too much. And so other than that, I think they're getting things straightened out, figured out pretty well now. I got this new catheter. I'm getting better adequate dialysis. I feel a little bit better now. Today's been one of my better days I've had in a couple months.
Okay, excellent. So if somebody wanted to donate, AJ, what we're saying is there probably would not be a long wait before the transplant would occur.
Right.
Okay. All right, folks, we're in the home stretch here. Ladies first, since I messed that up at the beginning of the broadcast. Ladies first. Before we conclude the broadcast for the evening, is there anything that you would like to say, Shauna, from your experiences with AJ, that you would like to say to our audience?
Just the fact that I wasn't prepared for this, and don't ever think that, in a moment's time that this couldn't happen to your husband, because it just might. And I also suffer from anxiety, depression. I have borderline bipolar stuff, so it really hit me hard. Like, I was just like a mess at first. I'm still kind of processing it. I'm not, just, I'm scared, for him because he's one of my best friends, and it's a process. But I'm willing to stand by his side and do what we got to do to get him the kidney, and share, good memories with the people that the family, of the person and that person that donates their kidney to my husband. So.
Thank you, Shauna. For my friends on TikTok, Samuel's asking, what's his blood type? He's an A+. He can take an A or an O type transplant for direct transplant. His transplant center is located at the University of Utah. They recognize paired donation. So anybody with a blood type can donate on his behalf. Samuel's telling me he's A positive, AJ. So you got a fan out there.
Yeah, just you either go to that link or contact Sarah or contact me or yourself, and one of us will get him in the right direction.
Absolutely. AJ, do you have any final statements that you would like to make for the evening before we conclude the broadcast? Did I forget anything? Did I mess something up? I mean, not the obvious things, but
right.
Are there things that you would like to say to the audience?
No, I think you did a really awesome job, Jim, and I really appreciate being invited on your show. One thing I'm going to tell everybody is, no matter what in life, whatever's thrown at you, you can get through it. I can prove it. Like anybody, you can get through anything. Don't let anything stop you. I know I'm hard-headed, jarhead and stuff, but I will push through anything and everything, and I will not let anybody get in my way. So everybody's like, oh, you got to wait 3 to 5 years for a kidney on average. Well, guess what? I'm not even waiting a year. I'm gonna get my kidney. I'm gonna fight for it. I'm gonna look for my own donor. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do. Sometimes your best advocate is yourself. So, and just stay close to your loved ones and your wife, and realize that even though they're struggling too, that they are there for you and support you. So again, stay strong. Okay.
Samuel on TikTok is asking how he can get in touch with you, AJ. Tell him how he can reach you.
So I've got a few different ways I can. It's kidney for AJ22 at gmail.com. You can also look me up at TikTok. Anthony Mansfield 9. I think I'm under Jim Myers' TikTok too, if you look me up under him. Let's see. I'm more than willing to give everybody my phone number too. It's 208-598-6596. Again, that's 208-598-6596. If I don't answer, just send me a text, because I'm probably going to get a lot of calls. And so I'm going to try to filter all that out, because I already get a lot of calls. So, but please let me know who you are and hit me up.
All right, Sam, you've got the info now. And if you need more information, contact me on TikTok or on Facebook. I'll help you out, okay? All right, that's our show for this evening, folks. A few shout-outs of April Cooper.
Hey, April.
Is on the broadcast. Kelly McDonald. Galicia, Graciela Manzo, Manzo, Floyd Collins. Thank all you guys for joining. All right. One more comment before April sending hearts and flowers here.
Oh, thank you. Aww. You guys, please do me a favor. I'll follow Jim Myers. He's doing something that's a blessing for us. And, he's trying to, continue to, pass on what happened to him. The same thing, get everybody else a donor too. So please follow him and follow his stories. Thank you, Jim.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. More than welcome. I greatly appreciate you coming on and sharing your story with us.
You bet, Jim.
All right. I'm going to let AJ and Shauna go. have a couple of things to do to close up, but that is the official end of our broadcast. I just want to say thank you, AJ and Shauna, for coming on and educating all of us and raising awareness about kidney disease.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. God bless. Bye.
All right. You guys have a good evening.
You too.
Okay. That is our broadcast for this evening. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Great show. And I will see you next week. Kidney Advocate next week. The week after that, our friend Bobby Reed is on. She's going to talk to us about her son, Alex. So be prepared. There's interesting stuff ahead. You guys have a good night.
You
Take
too.
care.